Hey everybody, I am about to vlog and today is Saturday, September 3rd, 2016, and this video is just a tattoo and piercing haul. So let's get right to it, shall we? Okay, yes we shall. Alright, so I'm going to try and go in the sequence that I got these things. I got all my piercings first, so we'll go through that first. Starting with these bottom lobes. I got them, I believe I was 3 or 6 months. I was just a little baby, and they were done by a doctor and his medical assistant, I believe. So I got them stretched much later. They are right now at an 8 gauge, and I don't plan on going any bigger. So 8 gauge, you could probably see right through it. I doubt you could see from the distance that you're at to the distance I'm at. I don't think you could see my thumb moving in the back, but yeah. Anyway, out in the sun, if I twist my earlobes just right and wiggle my fingers, you could probably see something. But yeah, anyway, the next ones I got are my second lobes, which are these right here. And I got them, I believe I was a freshman in high school when I got these. Went to the mall, Claire's I believe, and I just got them done with a gun. I got all of these done with a gun, and they say you shouldn't, but rebel me, I did. Anyway, so that's that. The next ones, I don't remember if I got these at the same time, but it's the cartilage and the top hole in this orbital here. Not the bottom one yet, but the top one I think I got at the same time as this one here. And then later I got the bottom hole, and I thought, hey, I want to see if I can do an orbital on this ear. And I did, sure. And that's what you see here. It's called an orbital. It goes all the way through and is connected by a loop. And I don't know if you can see it, but that's the back. And this is the front. I got a little musical note hanging here. Now I've had other piercings in my ears. I've had the conch, which is inside the bowl here. If you get it close, you could probably see a scar on both sides. And I also had a forward helix because I got that done also at Claire's. But I decided to use that top hole and the bottom hole here and make an industrial, put a little bar through there. Not advisable at all. I got a nasty scar. I got nasty scars on the inside of my conch. My ear doctor had to remove it, literally, and it was not pretty. It was really gross. So those are my ears. My next piercing I got about, almost 13 years ago. I believe I was, October 2003 is when I got it. It was way back when, almost 13 years ago is my tongue, and I went with a coworker from work. We went during our lunch break, and she got her Madonna, which is the side of your upper lip here, and she went first. The funny story, and yeah, she went first. She was all nervous, and I held her hand, and she did it, she aced it. And then next up, my turn. So I sat down. She had to take a phone call, which is fine, it's perfect. It worked out perfectly. So I'm sitting in the hot seat, and the piercer is about to pierce me, and I've got the cup, because it's not so pretty, got drools coming out, and he takes the needle and he slides it through, and I was more in shock than anything because I was expecting a huge amount of pain, and there was none. I mean, very, very little. If you have ever bitten your tongue, that hurts worse than getting your tongue pierced. I mean, I have a high pain thresh, unusually high pain thresh, but Yeah, that went really well. So well that I went to a gathering, a work gathering that very night, and I would not advise this at all, but I ate a leg of chicken, and it took me literally the whole time I was there at that party to get that thing devoured. One leg of chicken because my tongue was hurting so bad, but I wanted that piece of chicken. Again, not advisable. I would, years later, I would not do that now. So that is my tongue piercing. My next piercing and my last piercing is my belly button. And if you want to put your sunglasses on, I've got a really white belly, so I'll give you time to do that. Okay, here we go. This is, hopefully you can see it, my belly button. Now, I got that in 2004. That's the second time I got my belly button pierced, because the first time I got it done was when I was in my early 20s, and it didn't heal right. I was told to take care of it a certain way, and I did, but come to find out that certain way was wrong. So, not anything against the piercer who told me to do it, but I think it's just sometimes our bodies tend to react differently to various treatments. So, what I ended up doing the second time was I just used mild soap and water. And yeah, it healed up perfectly. Okay, those are all my piercings. Now on to my tattoos. So I'm going to kind of kneel up again. Now this first tattoo, I'm going to tell you a little bit about it before I show you. It's a butterfly. It's on my lower back, and it represents 4 generations of women in my family who were alive together. The top colors represent my great-grandmother. The black and white represent my grandmother. Her favorite colors were black and white. And the second from the bottom colors represent my mom. And the bottom colors and the border all around the butterfly represent me. So here we go. I'll go ahead and show you. Now, I'm going to make sure that you're able to see this tattoo before I upload this video, because if not, I have a picture where I can insert it into the video where you can see it more properly. And the reason I really want you to see this tattoo is because I found a mistake. Now, this is just recently. The little triangular black colorations around the border, one of them is missing. So I need to have that touched up. That was my first tattoo. I got it in 2004. Went with a friend. She didn't get tattooed, but she went for moral support for me because I was scared. Anyway, that's my first one. My second one is this one, and I really hope you can see it. It's a heart with a 16th note inside, and it's got an EKG line coming out of it. Now that EKG line is actually my own EKG. I had an EKG done a couple years ago. So that's that. And you're probably wondering, well, why a 6th note? Or 16th note, that is. When I was a freshman in high school, I took a class called Home Economics, I believe. And it was basically everything to do with the home. I'm having a memory fade. It could be just sewing, because I know that the class was just basically sewing. So anyway, one of the projects in that class involved me sewing a 16th note out of my choosing. I got to choose the actual project to sew, and it was a black 16th note, which I still have, and I intend to keep forever. I chose that because I love music. I've always loved music. I have the music in me, so that's my tattoo number 2. I am going to go through all of these, and make sure that you're able to see these, because if not, I will insert pictures. But we'll see. Tattoo number 3 is, I'm going to tell you a little bit about it before I show you. It's a rose and a stopwatch, or a pocket watch. And the rose represents my grandma, the same grandma that was featured in my butterfly tattoo. And my the pocket watch is for my grandpa. And they were a very, very important part of my life. Sadly, when I was 17, my grandma went home, and in 2007, my grandpa joined her. So I have the comfort in knowing that I'll see them again. But meanwhile, yeah, I miss them dearly. So I got these tattoos, or this one tattoo for them, and I'll go ahead and show you now. Hopefully you can see it. So, woo! Alright. So. So, you kind of got a sideways look, so I'm going to try to post a better picture of that tattoo in the video. So, that's tattoo number 3. Tattoo number 4, my most recent one, is right here, and it's a verse. It's Isaiah chapter 41 verse 30. Isaiah chapter 41 verse 30, and it's got an eagle. So I shall show you now. And I got this tattoo in memory of my dad, who went home October 2013. This was his favorite verse, and it's become one of my favorite verses too, because it's very comforting. And if you have access to a Bible or the internet, I would highly encourage you to look that up. I would tell you right now, but number one, I'm kind of nervous, and my mind is going here, there, and everywhere, so I might mess it up, and I don't want to do that for you. And number 2, you might be drawn to an adjacent verse within that scripture, and that would be awesome. So I don't want to take that from you. So those are my piercings and tattoos. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I thank you so much for watching. I thank you for subscribing and sharing, and if you have any ideas that you'd like me to talk about in future videos, please comment below. I would love to hear from you. And until then, I will see you in my next video. Mwah!